Ho, 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 what's going on? LBHT crew. What's going on, B?
What's going on, man?
Doing all right, man. Hope y'all hope oh we already got some comments in here. Here we go, Garnett. Here we go. Here we go. Julian Edelman, Hall of Fame class 22-21. Maybe. I still probably wouldn't pick him that. But Noah Driscoll is in the house. What's going on, Noah? Always enjoying chilling and talking with the LBHT crew. Yes, sir. Looking forward to another great show tonight. Thanks, fellas. All right. Thank you very much. Hope y'all having a great week, wonderful week. And if not, I hope it starts to get better after tonight's show. Okay. You know, it's a pretty slow time of the year in terms of sports. Not a lot to talk about. But we found some things to discuss. Thanks to our friend Aaron Donald, who likes to.
What's up, Coach?
Yeah, man. Yeah, Edelman. Yeah. Okay. Yes. We're gonna talk about Edelman, and this is gonna be the last time we talk about Edelman and Hall of Fame in the same sentence. Okay, we're gonna put an end to that. There's no controversy there. This isn't one of those shows where it's like, is Julian Edelman a Hall of Famer? No, he's not, and we'll get to that very shortly. All right, Ravens roster is in the house. What's going on, Ravens roster?
What's up, man?
We in here. Let's go, Ravens. Yes, sir. Our patron Deshaun is in the house. I need John Jones versus Aaron Donald ASAP. Ooh. Now that's a matchup. All right, so you guys see the title. We got some Aaron Donald to discuss, some Julian Edelman. Of course, as always, we're going to talk that Ravens talk, right? If we got time, maybe we get into a little Connor and Porier part 3. Okay, so we got a full lineup, and of course, whatever you guys want to talk about, in bonus time. So, pretty packed show. But first, as always, we like to start the show with a little Black History fact, and B is going to take it away.
So this week, our Black History fact is about Emlyn the Gremlin Tunnel. If you don't know who that is, he started off as a basketball player at Toledo. He broke his neck, came back from that, and led Toledo to the NIT finals. And then he tried to join the Army shortly after that, and he was denied because of his neck injury. So he ended up, going to Iowa. He joined the Coast Guard. He went to Iowa, started playing some football, and ended up signing with the Giants and had himself a nice little career in New York. And he finished it out in Green Bay. He won a couple of championships, finished his career with 79 career interceptions. He was a defensive back. I didn't mention that, which was at the time the record for most interceptions in NFL history. And he retired in 1962, and in 1967, he became the first Black football player to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He was also the first pure defensive player to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And the reason that we bring that up again, as we mentioned, is because there's been a lot of nonsense going around about Julian Edelman being Hall of Fame worthy. Yes, and it's disgusting. Yeah. And it's disrespectful.
All right, so we're going to get into that in 1 second. First, I want to give a shout out to our man, Davon Johnson. What's good? Thank you for joining the live stream. What's up, Davon? Appreciate you. Oh, man, Attitude Pop. Yo, Attitude Pop. Be good tonight. Be good tonight. Okay,
if he was capable of being good, his name wouldn't be Attitude Pop.
All right, before we even get into that, okay, let's discuss a few things. Let's get this out the way. All right. Look, as always, thank you for joining the live stream. We appreciate you guys. If you're new here, take a minute to hit that like and subscribe button. All right. We're gonna set a goal. We didn't set a goal last month. Let's set a goal for this month. Where are we at? We like midway through the month. Let's try to get it to 500. Okay, it's a lofty goal. I know it's a slow, it's pretty slow in sports right now, right? But 500 subscribers, that's what we're shooting for. 500 subscribers by the end of the month, all right, or around that. Okay, so hit that subscribe button, right? If you want to support the show, if you're like our man Attitude Pop, who he has to be heard. Okay. There are 2 ways you can support the show. Right above me, patreon.com/LBHT show. Okay. We got a $3 tier and $10 tier. All right. The $3 tier gets you our our bonus show, our overtime show that we do right after this show, which we always have fun with that. You can ask Davon and Ferris and,
Sean and
Noah.
everybody.
Yeah. Everybody comes through. It's good times. We're going to be doing a Pick'ems League when the season starts. So, that'll be fun as well. The $10 tier will get you one of these nice. Oh, he's got his coin ready. One of his nice shiny coins,
Doesn't
right?
really work with the green screen, but you get the idea.
Yeah. And you'll see some other YouTubers have these as well. We gave them out to a few YouTubers that have helped us out along the way. Coach, yours is on the way, right? We really appreciate you guys. So, it's really a limited amount. Like we've already gotten rid of the plates to make more. So, once they're gone, they're literally gone. Yeah. So make sure you get one of those. And also, there's going to be a fancy football league for that $10 tier. All right. So support. And like I said before, if you have to be heard, Attitude Pop, if you have to be heard, if you need a super chat, because we don't have one, right above B, okay, there's a $sign LBHT show. That's our Cash App, okay? Leave a donation, leave your comment, and we will read it on air, all right? Mm-hmm. Now, Hall of Fame, okay? Hall of Fame and Julian Edelman will not be mentioned in the same breath on this show ever again after this conversation.
Yes.
This man is not a Hall of Famer. In a discussion, like our man Ferris said in the comments, I see you, Ferris. He said, in a discussion. He said, yes. He said, it is nauseating and Hall of Fame is whack anyway. Well, yeah, that's true.
It is true, but you still have to defend it from some people, right? Like you can't just let anybody in there.
Yeah.
As bad as it is already, like you can't let Julian in. I mean, he has under 7,000 yards for his career. It's disgusting. If you even add his regular season yards to his playoff yards and touchdowns, he's still nowhere near being Hall of Fame worthy.
No. And Darius Simmons, thank you for joining the live stream, man.
What's up, Darius?
He said he wouldn't fight AD, talking about Aaron Donald. I would not fight Aaron Donald. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that later on in the show, but I really want to know what happened there because I wouldn't mix it up with him. Right. It would take a whole lot before we could before we would have to throw hands. A whole lot. Okay.
What's up, Eric?
Eric is in the house. Thank you for joining the live stream. What's going on? Appreciate you joining. Kingbird56, I see you as well, man. Thank you for joining the live stream. He's a Patriots Hall of Fame 100%. Okay, yeah, that's true. But
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
How many receivers you putting in the Patriots Hall of Fame?
Well, yeah. If you're talking about the Ring of Honor, does he go in it? That's a good question, to be honest. That's a good question.
It depends on how many receivers you're going to put in. I mean, I guess, if you're New England, you'll probably put him in before Randy Moss just because he was there longer. But, I mean, if we're being honest, we talked about it earlier. He's an above average player, above average receiver, and that's it.
Yeah. So, I was saying it earlier. He's not even in the Hall of Good. And this is not a diss to Julian Edelman at all, right? Solid wide receiver his whole career. If you want to call him good, yeah, fine, he's good. But in the grand scheme, of wide receivers, the big picture, he's an above average wide receiver when you look at the list of wide receivers, because there are plenty of wide receivers. I mean, you're talking about wide receivers who are waiting to get into the Hall of Fame, who have Hall of Fame resumes that are still waiting to get into the Hall of Fame, right? They're not even in yet. You have some that just got in that have been waiting for a long time. Then you have that tier right behind them that are like, oh, well, maybe you can make a case for them. Maybe they get in, maybe they won't, right? Then you had that other tier that's like, they were great, but they weren't Hall of Fame. Then you have, they were really good, right? But no, not Hall of Fame. Then you have good, and then you have Julian Edelman somewhere in there, right? Like I mean, he's nowhere near Hall of Fame level. And all this started because, I don't know who started this nonsense. Somebody at ESPN, started talking about, he's second all time in postseason yards. Like that means something. Yeah. Right.
He played in the postseason a lot.
Yeah. He played in the postseason a lot on a championship team, a team that's always in a Super Bowl. And he got 1,400 yards. And if you combined his postseason yards with his regular season yards.
King, no.
What do you say? Hold on. What do you say, King?
He made Brady.
He made Brady.
Nah.
Brady had 3 rings before Julian Edelman
Yeah.
even came on the team. He didn't make Brady. Okay. Before Julian Edelman, there was Deion Branch, who
and Wes Welker.
And Wes Welker and Randy Moss. Corey Dillon. Just saying. Poon Jen. Oh, okay. Well, what's going on? All right. Hey, thanks for joining the live stream. Browns fan too. Huh? Hey, welcome. Hey, all are welcome here. If you don't, if you're new here, I feel
like we're gonna get some comments about Jadeveon Clowney tonight.
Hey, man, look. Good pickup for you guys. Good pickup. Feel free to comment. Welcome, and I hope you enjoyed the show. But no, he didn't make a look. Gronk. Nobody made Brady. I mean, Brady won with a lot of people, but Gronk was his go-to guy. That's the one that really, when a play needed to be made, is Gronk, not Julian Edelman. Julian Edelman is just a guy.
King said, my point is that Tom Brady sucks. No, I agree with you in saying that he's not the GOAT. I absolutely agree with that. I've always made the point that he's the most accomplished quarterback. He is not the best quarterback of all time.
Yeah, I agree with that. There are all kinds of ways you can look at how you're measuring a person's career greatness, right? You can look at their accomplishments, of course. You look at their stats, and you just the eye test, right? Mm-hmm. And I always like to go to this: if you're doing an all-time draft, right, you can get players in their prime. Where would you take Tom Brady or anybody? Right, but we're talking about the Patriots. Where would you take Tom Brady? You wouldn't take him first. Or second, or third, or fourth, or fifth. Right? Let's just be real about that. You wouldn't. And Julian,
let me stop you there for a second. We just got a Cash App donation.
Oh, okay.
Say thank you. Okay. The comment actually says we don't have to say his name. Okay. So I mean, if you prefer that, that's fine. But Thank you. We appreciate it.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you very much. As always, man, you guys, the support you guys give us, man, we really appreciate it. And it goes right back into the show. So thank you. But all time, how many wide receivers would you have to go through before you get to Julian Edelman?
I'm going to say just a cool 200.
It might be. And it sounds like it's extreme, but you have to think about a lot of wide receivers. Like I was telling you earlier, there are some guys that have kind of fizzled out of the league that I would take before Julian Edelman, right? I brought up Justin Blackmon. Justin Blackmon was very talented, had an alcohol problem, couldn't get it under control, but
a much more talented player than Julian Edelman.
Sober Justin Blackmon, I'd take over Julian Edelman. Josh Gordon, sober Josh Gordon, I would take over Julian Edelman. There are a lot of wide receivers.
Listen, man, again, Julian Edelman had fewer receiving yards than Marshall Faulk in his career. I don't know what we're talking about. It's time to move on.
Look, I don't care if you add his postseason stats. I don't care if you add his practice stats. I don't care if you add the yards that he got when he was throwing the ball around the beach with Tom Brady. It doesn't amount to Hall of Fame stats. Okay. Like Julian Edelman is not a Hall of Famer in any shape, form, or fashion. And Davon is cracking up. Yes.
Marshall Faulk is.
Yes. Yeah. And he's a cheater. And I just want to make clear, that doesn't bother me. Like, I wouldn't say, oh, you cheated, you can't go to the Hall of Fame. But I just say that if you're going to cheat and your numbers are that mediocre, I have no respect for you. You need to cheat harder. Well, I'll say this. I still remember that year Sean Merriman should have won Defensive Player of the Year. And, he tested positive for PEDs. So they didn't give him the award. I think Taylor got it. I forget his name for Dolphins. But they, and people pretty much agreed. Yeah, you can't get it if you test positive for steroids, basically. Right? Okay, fine. Yeah. So that season doesn't count for you. Apply that to Julian Edelman. That season where he got busted, you can't count that season. So you take out a year. I'm not even sure what year it was, but you take out that year. What do you have? Even
what's up, Suge?
Oh, Suge is in the house. What's going on?
Oh, and we got another Cash App from Ferris. He says, If we put an Edelman in the Hall of Fame, put Ocho Cinco in. Absolutely. He had twice as many yards.
Yeah.
And just, he had fewer yards than Marshall Faulk. He never made the Pro Bowl, was never all pro. Like, I mean, if you really have a long conversation about Julian Edelman, you'll end up in a place where you're like, he's not even a good receiver.
Isn't Hines Ward in the Hall of Fame already?
No, I don't think so.
I thought he got put in.
And to answer your question, no, he is
not. No. I assumed he was because they always put Steelers players in whether they deserve it or not. Just saying. But I mean, he's known for being the best blocking wide receiver ever. That means you're not that good of a wide receiver in my eyes. He was good, but not Hall of Fame good. And listen. I'm joking, right? But
sort of.
It takes a lot to make the Hall of Fame as a wide receiver. It takes a whole lot. Sterling Sharp is not in the Hall of Fame, and Shannon Sharp, his brother, obviously is going to make the case for him. But he made a damn good case. He said if you compare his numbers to Calvin Johnson, they're actually better than Calvin Johnson's in that same amount of time. And Calvin Johnson about to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And Sterling Sharp isn't in the Hall of Fame yet. He absolutely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. And we talking about Julian Edelman.
Yeah, King Tom Brady is a cheater too. That's why Carolina ain't got a Super Bowl yet. That and Marty Ernie.
Yes, Tom Brady is a cheater. Yeah, they've cheated a lot, but look, it is what it is. Ferris says, I hate Steelers players and coaches just getting in because they're Steelers. Yeah, that's true. Darius Simmons says Jared Johnson got the Hall of Fame block on Hines, though. Yes, I still remember that. That was hey, look, he took it well. He said, look, man, I didn't keep my head on the swivel that time. So Davon says the Sterling thing still pisses me off to this day. Yeah, man. Yeah. All right. Okay, Ferris, I can't read that one. Okay, he says he says he loves Bill Cowher.
Listen, you are not going to find a bigger Bill Cowher fan than Ferris. You just can't do it.
But yeah, our man Suge Knight 323, man. Make sure you check him out on Twitch, man. He's doing some things
TikTok.
over there. And TikTok, yes. So I appreciate you hanging out with us for a little bit, Suge, man. Good to see you. All right, so we got our system. We good with Julian Edelman. We ain't got nothing else to say about this guy. So,
I feel bad because it's not him saying it, but it is what it is, man.
Him personally, he's had a good career. He's accomplished a lot. He can walk away saying, man, I got some rings. I got some recognition. I got to play with Tom Brady. I did all these great things. I personally had a great career, but I don't ever want his name mentioned with any great wide receiver ever. Yeah. Okay, so what do we want to do next? Little Ravens talk? You ready for some Ravens? B, you ready for some Ravens?
Man, I guess.
All right, so we did a video earlier this week about Justin Houston getting ready to visit the Ravens, and he came in last night, and I guess today he did the tour. Or, they gave him the tour of the place and gave him their pitch. And I haven't really heard anything about it, how it went or anything like that. So not a whole lot to say here. But
yeah, he's not going to get signed right now. Jameson Hensley had talked about they're not planning on signing anybody until after the draft, so it doesn't mess up with the comp picks. And during his visit to Baltimore, you got the Colts owner out here talking about, we can still re-sign him.
Yeah,
they know it's not. They're just chatting.
Look who's in the house, our man Sam Cook. Just like, what's up? What's going on?
What's up, Sam?
Our man E is in the house. What's up, E?
that is the absolute truth.
Yes,
basic.
Yeah. And again, that's not a diss.
No,
that's not a diss to Julian Edelman.
He was a 7th round pick who played quarterback at Kent State. Man, no, you can't diss Julian Edelman.
All right, add to pop. I'm going to read this now before you start flooding the chat. Okay. Patrick Queen must be high because this dude is trying to take Lamar's number, our QB1. Has he lost his mind and he doesn't even know if that number means something to him? Look,
he was joking, man. He ain't trying to take the number.
Right. And if Lamar says, yeah, you can have it, then it obviously doesn't mean that much to him. Right. So, all right. Okay.
This is true. This is true right here with what Suge just said. Shut up, Ferris. You were on a show rating fast food. and Subway won. Subway is not even food.
Wait, what was he rating fast food at?
He did a show earlier where they had like a kind of a NCAA tournament style bracket of all these fast food places, and Subway somehow won.
Subway.
Subway.
Okay. Z the Beast, what's going on?
What's up, Z?
What's up, fellas? I have fell in love with Zaven Collins. I think we will draft him the first round if Terrace Marshall isn't there. Edelman isn't even a top 50 wide receiver, man.
Well, let me correct you there, Z. If you actually look at his numbers, he's not a top 150 receiver.
You had a little typo there. You forgot the one. Okay, so, all right. Justin Houston, probably not going to get signed right now. Yeah. He may not get signed after the draft, to be honest. It might be one of those things like we did with T.Y. Hilton, where we're kind of trying to court him, and he ended up going back to the Colts.
Yeah, I think he's going to sign back with the Colts before the draft, honestly.
Yeah. So how does that affect the draft? Well, I mean, do we end up going edge rusher in the first round? Do we end up going wide receiver? Who knows? Our man Davon already here with the hashtag defund the defense. Hashtag defund the defense. Look. So me and B obviously aren't that high on Justin Houston, right? The signing, I don't mind Justin Houston as a player. If we were to sign him, fine. That within itself wouldn't bother me. I think he's still a solid player. Would he give us some production on defense? Yeah, sure, absolutely. But it's just a matter of prioritization, because Justin Houston isn't going to sign for the vet minimum, so you're going to have to spend some money there. And then we still have to either sign another person or draft another edge rusher. So again, you're taking resources, higher resources if you're drafting, and putting it to the defense, and that offense hasn't been fixed yet. It hasn't been fixed. So yeah, it's hashtag defund the defense, man. And that's no diss to anybody on defense.
Okay? All right. I mean, are you attitude pop's burner or the other way around, Sam? What's going on?
Oh, Sam, what's going on? What's going on here? Sam, what's up here?
College lacrosse ain't that important to anybody.
Sam, slow your roll, bro. What happened? We haven't seen you in like 4 weeks, and now you're on here talking about lacrosse?
Man, last time we saw you, you were promising to get Lamar Jackson on the show.
Listen, Sam, I'll tell you what.
And now you just like you switch the whole thing up?
Sam, talk to E-Law. He's your lacrosse guy, all right? You want to talk some lacrosse, you could chop it up with Eric, okay? He can tell you all you could ever possibly know about lacrosse, all right? Speaking of Eric, our man E, he says Ravens MVP and cheap.
Justin Houston, he had 8 sacks last year, 11 the year before. So if you're just looking at that, it seems like, he can still bring it. But, if you really watch him, he's not consistent enough. He doesn't bring anything in the run game. And, it's just that Baltimore thing of paying for past production, paying for a name instead of going out and spending a little bit more and getting a guy who's really going to contribute for you.
Yeah. Oh, our man Sutton Def is in the house. What's going on, Sutton? Hey, man, shout out to the Purple Rain podcast, man. I know you guys are subscribed to the Purple Rain podcast. Sutton, I know you are.
I don't know. The defense ain't young, man.
So hold on. Let's read what Sutton has to say here. On top of sack production, Justin Houston brings leadership intangibles to that young Ravens defense. Him plus Calais leading the way would be nice. Yeah, they're not young.
They got Derek Wolfe, Brandon Williams, Calais Campbell, LJ Ford, Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters. Like these guys are not young.
Yeah.
They don't need that kind of leadership.
Pernell McPhee.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. We don't go young on defense, man. We don't go young and develop on defense. That is, we need to ball out now type of move, right? So it's not about providing leadership to or coaching up the young guys, because we didn't really invest in the young players over here. We tried that, it didn't really work out. So now there's like, all right, get guys that know how to play. So I mean, let's be real. Are you expecting anything from Jalen Ferguson? No. All right.
And to be honest, Sutton, I think you'll be disappointed in the pressure that Justin Houston brings. Not to say that he won't do anything, but I think by the time the playoffs roll around, you'd be like, man, we still need an edge rusher.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think he can provide. I think if a good rotational role. I don't think he's going to come in here and do what. Not, he can't even be a Judon. I don't think he's Matt Judon either, right? But I think he's solid for us if we were to get him. All right, living legend in the house. What's going on, bro? Appreciate you coming through. All right. So, like I said, I wouldn't be mad at the move, but if it prohibits us from doing what we need to do on offense, that's when I have a problem. That's all. That's all I gotta say about that. But yeah, so he visited. There's really nothing to report on it, man. Like usually there's something. Just Rebick or Jameson Hensley didn't say anything about it. Okay.
King says just signed him.
Huh? Who said that?
Hold up. Who is he talking about here?
Just signed him. Is that what they're saying? We gotta confirm that. We gotta confirm that. Breaking news. We got some breaking news. All right, Poon Gent wants to rate the AFC North defenses. Oh, of course you do, Poon Gent. And congratulations congratulations to the Browns, man. They just signed.
That's funny. He came in here. He's like, I'm just asking questions. I don't know.
Hey, did you guys happen to hear about Jadeveon Clowney just signing with the what team it is? Was it the Browns? Yeah, it was the Browns, wasn't it?
Okay, look, if you want to do that, it's Baltimore, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree with that. Baltimore's still the top defense.
I hear you saying, but I mean, it's like, they've got plenty of veteran leadership, is what I mean. Like,
yeah,
it's an older defense.
Yeah. Well, yes. Patrick Queen, Malik Harrison, Matabike, Ferguson, for sure.
You named one starter in there, man.
Yeah. But yeah, because LJ Ford is supposed to be there to mentor the linebackers, right?
Yeah.
Listen, and that's another thing too. LJ Ford is not there to mentor anybody. LJ Ford is there to be the starter. The reason why I didn't want the Ravens to draft Malik Harrison was because, well, really I didn't want them to draft Patrick Queen either, because we had LJ Ford. And with Patrick Queen, at the very least, you knew he was talented enough to be a starter day one and beat out LJ Ford for a starting spot. But they ended up doing is, Patrick Queen and LJ Ford as a starter. Malik Harrison never had a chance. He never had a chance. LJ Ford is a very solid starter, right? He's a good, sound defender. He's never out of position. He's one of those guys that's not going to let any young guy take his job.
And so John Harbaugh doesn't like guys who make mistakes.
That's what I was about to say. So Malik Harrison could be a better linebacker, but the problem is because he's young, he's going to make mistakes, and you got to expect that. And John Harbaugh is not going to put his trust in a guy that's going to go out there and make mistakes when you have somebody in front of him that's not making mistakes, right? And LJ Ford is never going to let Malik Harrison take his job. So that's why I was glad when they let LJ Ford go. Not because I don't like LJ Ford. I like LJ Ford, but you drafted Malik Harrison in the third round. You got to let him play. Malik Harrison ain't going to play a whole lot unless LJ Ford gets hurt. I'm just telling you, his role ain't going to change. The spirit of Ogun is in the house. What's going on? I don't trust. I don't trust Clowney being healthy. Yeah, I mean that's the story of Clowney, right? That is a tricky signing for a guy who don't do OTA, can't stay healthy. That's the knock on Clowney. Very talented when he's playing. He's a force, but his work ethic has always been a question, and obviously his health, right? So
Donovan's asking, we think you can get Jalen Phillips at 27. Not sure that he'll be there. I mean, personally, I don't think he'll be there, but I hope they don't get him at 27 regardless. They need to go either O-line or wide receiver right there, preferably O-line, and they go and sign Antonio Brown, but that's not going to happen. So preferably wide receiver.
Yeah. And Keenan Ricketts, thank you for joining the live stream. I see you guys as chats, man. Browns defense getting better. Yeah, look, the Browns are putting together their overall good team. They're a very competitive team. Obviously, I mean they just they're going to be in the playoffs.
Jen got all kinds of questions tonight.
Okay, what we got? What we got here? Who got a better chance against the Chiefs, Browns or Ravens? Neither.
Listen. If Baltimore doesn't get a receiver, then Cleveland does. If Baltimore gets a legit receiver, then it's Baltimore all day.
I don't know if Cleveland has a better chance. All right.
I think they have a better chance just because they do have a competent offense.
They do. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I would still say the Ravens have a better chance, but I mean, at the end of the day, neither one of us are beating them. That's just how I feel right now. Oh, Eric, you're talking on college lacrosse with Sam Cooke. You keeping him at bay? I appreciate that, E. Yes, Davon. Neither. That's my answer. The answer is neither. All right. Yeah. Like you can criticize the Chiefs all you want about the O-line. People are like, oh, well, all the offense, what do they do, against a good defense? Well, I mean, that was in the Super Bowl, and that was their second year making it to the Super Bowl, and they won the Super Bowl last year against the number one defense. Yeah. So that offense is doing a whole lot. and right now they're favored to go back to the Super Bowl, right? They're the number one team in the AFC. That's what we have to get past. And we get past it by putting up points. Garnett, our man Garnett West, being at 27 means you're only a couple pieces away from being a contender. I'll believe we're on the reverse end of the spectrum. Pick 27th is a horrible pick for us because we are at the mercy. You're talking about the mercy of other of the teams? Yeah.
Cleveland has a way better chance as we speak. They are finally understanding who they are and figuring out what it takes to actually compete. That's true.
Yeah.
I would pick the Browns right now because I believe that they can go into the playoff game and score some points. Yeah. I don't believe that about Baltimore.
Yeah, and Eric, Baker is good, but he's not LJ. I need to see Baker do it one more year. I got to see him do it one more year before I call him good. He had a better year last year. I'm not going to call him good off of that year. I need him to put together 2 consecutive good years. Poonjan, I'm curious, man, why you're asking all these questions. How do you feel about Baker Mayfield? Are you comfortable paying Baker Mayfield, $40 million plus a year when his contract comes up? I'm curious.
That's really the question because, honestly, and this isn't me hating on Baker. I'm not a Baker fan, but I wouldn't be comfortable paying him that just to turn around and hand the ball to Nick Chubb.
Right. What's a good number for Baker, right? Because if he has another good year, he might say, "Look, I need $40 million. Are you comfortable with that?" I wouldn't be. Ferris says, "Can the Browns better the Chiefs with Mahomes?" Right, because it wasn't Mahomes that beat them. Right, it was who's the backup? Chad Henne of Michigan fame. Sudden death. What is the main reason the Lamar-led Ravens can't put up points in the playoffs?
Lack of talent on the outside.
Lack of weapons, lack of protection, and lack of coaching. That's an easy one.
I wouldn't even say lack of protection because they had protection prior to this past year and they couldn't put up points. It's that they don't have talent on the outside to make that can actually make plays. And running the ball is not going to win you games in the playoffs. Yeah. It just isn't.
Yeah. Add to Pop says 35 mil. Oh, Poonjan says no, prove it.
It's like I say about the Ravens. They're built to play with a lead, but they're not built to score points.
Yeah.
So, something's got to give.
King of Pugo, what's going on, King of Pugo? Depression will hit me hard if we draft defense day one. Look, I'm so numb to this stuff, man. I wouldn't be depressed. I would be disappointed, but I wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise me.
Right? Yeah, it's the same with me. Like my team just traded for Sam Darnold when it looks like Justin Fields will be there at 8. So whatever. Just have fun.
Yeah.
Can't take it so seriously.
Noah Driscoll says, low key, kind of wish the other 2 teams in the division were better so we wouldn't have to hear about the Browns all the time. I got no problem, man. I got no problem with that. Look, when the Browns are good, it makes things more interesting, right? It's another rival that's good, and those games are fun, especially when we beat them.
And when the Browns are bad, things are funny. So whatever. Like they're not good enough to ever actually be annoying. So
okay. All right, we're gonna come back to this. Man, the chat is hot tonight. Jeez. Okay. We're gonna come back to that. What do you want to go to next, B? You want to do a little mock draft? You want to do some Aaron Donald? Let's want to do some Aaron Donald?
Aaron Donald.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So Aaron Donald time. So I'm not sure how many of you guys heard the news today, but there is a guy with a huge swollen eye out there on the internet who was saying that Aaron Donald attacked him like a wild bear, like a wild animal. And now he is
rearranged.
Yes, and he is now planning to. Is he filing charges, or he just gonna file?
They said they're gonna file assault charges. So we'll see.
Yeah, not a lot of details out on it yet, as of before we started this show. But man, he looked messed up. Okay, and I just want to know how many punches did it take to do that to his face? because me and B were talking about it. I was like, man, he probably did that in one punch.
Yeah. I was like, if you see Aaron Donald, he might have done that just accidentally bumping into him. I don't know.
Yeah. Look, I don't want to laugh at it because I mean, look, Aaron.
What's up, Click One?
Click One, what's going on, man? Appreciate you joining the live stream. Look, we don't know Aaron Donald, right? We don't know what kind of person he is, man. He could be a major jerk. He could be this kind of person that just, you looked at me wrong. I was drunk and I just hit you, right? It could be. But he doesn't seem like the type of person that's just going to attack you out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And, it was at a club, and I've been in those situations, man. Like, you bump into each other or somebody's looking at you. What you looking at? What you looking at? Who knows, man? Like, two guys just start mouthing off, and next thing you know, fists start flying. In those situations, in my opinion, you take your L, right? If it's one of those things, you're both going at it, and then you start throwing hands. Look, man, you throw your hands, and then you go your separate ways. If you get knocked out, man, that's just what it is. It just wasn't your night. But I'm not going to press charges afterwards. But like I said, I don't know the situation, so I can't really say too much about it.
If you just straight up got into a fight with Aaron Donald and he beat you down like that, now, okay, I hear what you're saying about just go your separate ways. You're grown men. You decided to fight and you lost.
Yeah.
Right? But he is a professional athlete, so I would at least hit him up for a signed jersey or something. I'm not gonna call the police.
You just gonna walk away like that? You're not gonna autograph my shirt or nothing?
You're gonna give me some tickets or something, man. It's not just gonna be like that. The souvenir is not gonna be a swollen eye.
Yo, my man, I can't even get a selfie. You just gonna knock me out and walk away? That's funny. That's a good one. All right. King of Pugo says Aaron gotta have them hands registered even if he don't box. Yeah, man. Like, you
works out with knives.
Yeah,
why would you fight him?
Yeah, have you seen those videos of Aaron Donald working out with? I don't even know who that guy is, but like they like knife defense. I don't even sure what you call it. Like, but they work out with knives. Like the guy, tries to stab him. He like disarms him or whatever, and he says that helps him when shed blocks or whatever. Which I can see it correlating.
Oh, Ferris, that wasn't Bruce Campbell.
No, that wasn't Bruce Campbell.
Somebody lied on him.
Yeah. Poor
that
Bruce,
dude got put down multiple times though.
Yeah. I feel bad for that dude and Bruce because Bruce keeps on he's like, I had nothing to do with it. I'm not laughing at him. I'm not laughing at his pain. I'm laughing at the situation. All right. Like, look, it's funny. I'm sorry, man.
Pain is temporary and memes are forever.
Hey, man. Yeah. Click one. This isn't some scrub. This is Aaron Donald, who, in my opinion, is the second best player in the NFL.
That's right.
After Patrick Mahomes. I at least need a picture and an autograph.
Yeah. I'm reaching out to your lawyer, your agent, and I'm getting the care package. Okay.
That's a good point, man. But I'm curious, man. What started the fight? because Aaron Donald is not some average looking dude, man. Like
the rumor that I heard was that like they were at a club and Aaron Donald kind of took his bottle. But I don't know if that's true or not. That's what that's what I was seeing on Twitter.
Okay, guys, I want to know. I want to know. Okay, especially some of you older guys that been through these situations, right? What do you do? Because I get it. You can't let anybody punk you, right? You can't let anybody punk you. Because if it's just a regular dude and he just walks by your table and takes your bottle, I'm snatching a bottle and cracking it over his head, right? That's like, what, you're not going to disrespect me like that. What's going on here? But if Aaron Donald comes and snatches your bottle, what do you do? What do you do? Bottle. Especially if, I mean, God forbid you're with your girl. I mean, oh my God. Or even with your boys, because your boys going to be looking at you like, what's up? Well, your boy should be having your back. That's what should happen. Your boy should be having your back. Like, it's Aaron Donald. You see who it is, man. Like, what? You just,
all five of you got to attack him, and then it's going to be like invincible.
Well, even if it's one-on-one, like, you got to walk with me up to him so he knows that, I'm here with my crew.
Possibly be 5-1.
Yeah. I'm not for the jump in. I like the one-on-one scrap. But
no. That's true. But it's Aaron Donald, and Aaron Donald will put all of them to sleep.
Yeah. I say he can have my bottle, bro. Monday, you won't want to tell that story on Zoom meeting.
Right. Listen, look. If you don't want to fight, don't go to a club.
Listen. I've been to a club with E a couple of times, so I mean, we have some stories we could tell on that. But yeah, man, that's a tough one. Yeah. But E's right though. If Aaron Donald snatches your bottle, you could pretend like you didn't see it. Like I don't remember. You can
turn around 5 minutes later, like, where'd it go?
Yeah. You can blame it on somebody else. Yeah. So, Davos says, this man takes double teams for a living. We gonna jump him. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. King of Pugos, he says, just gonna have to grab another bottle, bro. Yeah. And if
I do think they said it was the last one though.
But again, did he just walk up and snatch it, or was there some words that were exchanged before? Like, did he go and say, "Hey, my man, yo, you mind if I get that bottle?" You know what I'm saying? And you were just like, nah. Or I can't see Aaron Donald just being a jerk like that. It's like, I'm just gonna take it from him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he could be. Yeah. I don't know. But
because the thought process is, what's he gonna do? I'm Aaron Donald, and then he tried it, and you saw what happened to him. Which is why he thought, what's he gonna do? I'm Aaron Donald to begin with. Right?
Yeah. But if that's how it went down, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. It doesn't have to end in fist fights, but like, you gotta approach him, be like, hey, my man, that's my
you gotta lodge a complaint.
yeah, my man, that's my bottle, fam. I don't know if you didn't know that, but that's mine right there. You know what I'm saying? And then see where it goes from there. Maybe he says, oh, my bad, yo, let me get this, man. I'll buy your drinks or whatever. Like, some athletes are jerks for sure, but some athletes are really cool. You know what I'm saying? Like they're really cool, and I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know. He says, I tell the waitress the tab on him. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, yo, right there, he said he got that. And then just be out. Yeah, and Don probably wouldn't even notice that. Ferris says there has to be footage. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ferris say he's fighting. Like, you just wait till you get a little older. You don't recover from the fights as quickly when as the years pile up.
Look, like, Aaron Donald looks like he does all of it: football, boxing, MMA. Like, he does all of it. He's like 280 pounds of rock solid muscle. Like, he's not your he's not your typical D lineman. Right, like, that's not flab. That's all muscle. That's all muscle. Mm-hmm. And he know how to use it. Man, like fighting would definitely be a last resort for that very reason. He might win the war, right? Because that guy might get a nice little lawsuit out of it. But man, those battle scars, ugh. I wouldn't want it. Okay. How much time we got left? We got 15 minutes. What do we want to talk about next? We got some things lined up here. Do you want to do some mock draft? We don't have a Ravens mock draft yet. I'm working on that. But B did a nice article for the Ravens. We can run through the mock draft real quick, and then we'll for the Panthers. I'm sorry, for the Panthers, and then we can get into some more fight news. Okay,
if you haven't seen it, you can check it out on our website, lbhtshow.com. It's just it's a 7-round mock for the Panthers. I think it turned out well, considering, I win a lot of O-line help, but it's really just depressing doing it, knowing that they could have a franchise quarterback and they're probably just going to say no to that.
Yeah.
Derek Klassen, he put out his charting for this class of quarterbacks, and Justin Fields came out as the most accurate quarterback in the class, and it's not even really close.
Yeah. All right.
What's up, Tanja?
Oh, Tanja Bowman, what's going on? Appreciate you coming through. She said, "Hey, I'm late, y'all. I see y'all talking about the Aaron Donald thing." Yeah. Tanja, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one.
It's an unfortunate position to be put in.
and something we actually gonna bring this up next. Speaking of fighting, did y'all see Conor McGregor versus Porier 3?
You know what I really love about that it has to be confirmed today, just because Conor got angry and tweeted, "I'm not fighting him now." It was confirmed before, right?
I did. Which one is that? Is this what UFC is this going to be?
I don't know. The last one was, I think, 260. So I'm not sure which one that'll be, actually.
Hold on, because I didn't create a banner for this. Conor versus Porier. How you spell Porier?
Poirier.
Porier 3.
Yeah, Eric. They need to take Justin Fields. They need to take Justin Fields if he's available.
Yeah,
not Sam Darnold.
So real quick, So Panthers. You wanna go through it? Or you give them a little teaser and then have them read the rest on the site.
Well, like I say, I'll give them a little teaser and you can check it out. And if you want to talk about it on the next show or whatever, we can. But in this draft, I went very O-line heavy for Carolina because they have a trash O-line. So at 8, we ended up going Rashawn Slater. And then I went interior line in the 2nd and 4th rounds to kind of try and rebuild that whole situation there. We got another safety out of Florida State, kind of a Jeremy Chin clone. And, I'm just trying to get the Panthers, faster, more aggressive on defense, younger. Well, not younger, but and get some protection for whoever is going to be back there. It looks like it's Sam Darnold, but we still have to protect him. It's not fair otherwise.
Yeah. So, Tanja, I gotta ask. I don't know your situation like that, but if you at the club with your man, right? And I'm not sure how much you heard about this, but this is all rumors. We don't know any of the details. We don't know. We're just here speculating. But the rumor is, Aaron Donald went and snatched a bottle from this man's table and walked off, and that's how the fight started. And you seen the picture of the man, okay? Like he's missing an eye. But
you saw how it was finished.
Yes, you saw how it ended. If you're at the club with your man, right? You got a bottle, and this dude, this 270-pound, just pure muscle, just comes and snatched the bottle off the table. How you looking at your man? What are you expecting your man to do right there? Are you gonna say, nah, baby, it's cool. Don't do nothing.
I feel like that's an age thing too, right? Because
yes.
The older you are, you're like, man, let's just go home. When you're still young, it's like, why aren't you standing up for yourself?
I
don't want to die in the club. That's why.
well, yeah. Listen. I'm 40, okay, and yes, I'm not going out there fighting anymore unless I know I can definitely take you, okay? Because what I'm not going to let you do is disrespect me when I know I can beat your ass, right? I'm not going to let that happen. But if it's Aaron Donald, I'm gonna think of some other ways, okay? Right. I'm gonna think of some other ways. That's not going to involve fighting. Yeah. Okay, Sutton says it's UFC 264. Thank you, appreciate it, man. I can't keep track. Well, Fair says it's 265. Which one is it?
No, but Ferris then said Sutton is right. It's 264.
Oh my god. You guys got all right.
It's July
260s.
10th. McGregor versus Porier is what it is.
It's UFC 260s. That's what we're gonna call it. Zeta V says Panthers are taking Slater or Parsons. Okay.
Man, I would be very upset if they took Parsons at 8. Very upset.
Oh man, Jonathan Kerrigan, what's going on?
Carrington?
Everybody is showing up to the live stream tonight, man. I appreciate you guys, man. And real quick, while we got 33 people in here, make sure you hit that like button. I appreciate that. Okay. And if you're new here, and you like the content, hit the subscribe button, man. Hit the subscribe button. We're trying to reach 500 subscribers by the end of the month. I'm not sure if you guys heard that just coming in. We're trying to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the month. So tell your friends.
Yeah. Noah said he is a man of peace.
Yeah. China says no, he thought he was as big as Aaron Donald, and it didn't turn out well for him. I wouldn't be able to look at my man to say career.
And again, and you see Noah's response to that. If my girl got a problem with me not fighting this freak of an athlete, I'll let her know. You can stay here and fight if you want.
Or go home with them. I don't care. Right. I'm not taking that L.
Listen, you know what? At that point, I'm not looking at you the same way either. Right? It's done.
No, but she said if he gets up and tries to fight. So she didn't say I'm expecting him to fight him. Right. She's saying be smart about your next move. Right. I think there's a way you can be like, all right, look, this is childish. I don't get in the fights anymore. I'm done with that. Let's go somewhere else. But yeah, man.
Right, Jonathan. Right now, Denzel Perryman, he's a good linebacker. He doesn't stay healthy very much, but it's just look. I'm not using a top 10 pick on a middle linebacker again. They don't last long enough, and they don't affect the game enough.
Yeah. Ferris says you're throwing a chair at him. What's a chair gonna do?
Give him time to run away.
I mean,
or find a more suitable weapon.
Slow him down as you make your getaway. Add to Pop says people still saying Baker better than Lamar, and Skip Bayless today said Baker will have the best career at the end over Lamar and Josh. Okay, man, look, they gotta say something right now. Me and B understand. We understand the pain of trying to come up with topics when there's not a lot to talk about, right? It just so happened that Aaron Donald's victim gave us something to talk about tonight that got you guys interested. But
and we got a cash app from your guy Sterling. Says the Aaron Donald thing scares me because you never know who's strapped. Yes,
great point, and thank you, Sterling, man. I appreciate you, man. That's my friend Sterling, man.
But you do know that Aaron Donald is never strapped because why would he need to be?
but yeah, you're absolutely right though. That's the serious side of it. I mean, we're making light of it, but I mean that guy could have easily been just somebody who just doesn't care, right? Has no regard for human life and just like, oh, okay, you beat me up. When you come outside, I'm gonna shoot you and your friends. Yeah. You know what I mean? Me and B were just talking about Javaris Crittenton, right? Was that his name? Javaris Crittenton. Yeah. I don't know how many of you guys remember Javaris Crittenton or Gilbert Arenas. I know Ferris remembers Gilbert Arenas, but they were teammates for the Wizards, and they were doing a lot of trash talking. And Gilbert is a playful guy. Right,
a fun-loving individual.
I mean, he jokes around a lot, and they were joking / arguing over some bet or who owed who money or something like that, right? And they kind of got into a yelling match or whatever, and then they started talking about guns and all that stuff. And for whatever reason, Gilbert Arenas used to like to keep his guns on the facility, right? Not loaded. Right, not loaded or anything like that, but he kind of stored them in the locker room somewhere, and I guess the Wizards thought it was okay. I don't know, but he came and just kind of put them on the bench. It's like, hey, yo, I got guns. Yo, pick a gun, right? Kind of showing like, look at my cool collection of guns, right? Like the toys. And Javaris Crittenton goes into his locker, pulls out a loaded gun, and says,
Gilbert was not ready.
Davon, Gilbert was not ready. Javaris Crittenton was ready. He had a loaded gun and said, I got mine right here. And the locker room cleared out, right?
Coach included.
Yeah, coach included. So Crittenton didn't last long in the league. In fact, he's in jail right now for murder. Not murdering Gilbert Arenas, but but like he literally dodged a bullet there because it could have been him just as easily. But the point is, you gotta be careful who you mess with because Gilbert was just playing around. Crittenton was living that life, right? And it played out for him. He ended up in prison, and look, that could have been Aaron Donald. That could have easily been Aaron Donald.
And quick one, no, I mean it's not even just Kuechly, but Kuechly retired early. John Beeson broke down early. Dan Morgan broke down early. You saw Patrick Willis retired pretty early. Like it's a position that doesn't last long, doesn't affect the game enough, and I'm not using a top 10 pick on it.
Yeah, Tanja wants to know why did Donald take his bottle? We don't know if he actually took it. That's just a rumor, right?
Yeah, the rumor is that the fight started over a bottle. I don't know if it was the other guys and he took it or they were just arguing or what. But man, that is a bad reason to have Aaron Donald blow up your face.
Yeah. The shot says Gil is the friend you can't take nowhere. Your coworkers might happen to be.
It feels like he hit enter too early there.
All right, we got a couple minutes before bonus time. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about, but you want to talk a little UFC real quick, just little Conor McGregor. So even you guys that aren't into UFC know who Conor McGregor is. All right, now the other guy, Justin Porier, you definitely don't know who he is if you don't watch UFC, but
right.
But a good fighter. Early in his career, Conor McGregor knocked him out. Conor McGregor was the top dog in UFC. He was the man, knocking everybody out. Porier was one of his victims. And about, what's it been, like 4 or 5 years later, Conor is too rich to care about fighting anymore. That's my opinion. I think he just made too much money. Like, fighting is not his passion anymore. And he's taking L's left and right. And Porier has improved greatly, and he's the man. So in their second fight, Porier knocks out Conor McGregor, and I'm sure you guys seen the memes, right? When you see the memes of Conor McGregor all laid out, this guy, Justin Poirier, did that to him. Right?
I'm sorry. Just stop you for a second. Ferris says the Knicks have won 3 straight. Man, we do not care.
The who?
The Knicks. what are you talking about, man?
Are you still an 8th seed?
My goodness.
Oh, add to Pop talking that trash. My Lakers smoking on that net pack. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see you in the finals. All right. So anyway, Conor McGregor, Justin Poirier 3 is happening. There is a little drama leading up to the fight. I think a lot of it's made up, but there's a back and forth going on. After the second fight, Conor McGregor had made a statement or pledged $500,000 to Poirier's charity, right? Mm-hmm. And going into this fight, Porier is saying that Conor McGregor has not paid the $500,000. So Conor McGregor, didn't like that and threatened to not do the fight and all this stuff. But I guess today they officially signed it, and it's going to happen in July. What you reading, B?
We got another Cash App.
Nice.
And he says he has a question about Lamar and the Ravens. I mean, listen, we definitely appreciate it. You don't have to Cash App every time you got a question, man. It's all good. Go ahead and ask your question.
Wait, who has a question?
That was Eric L.
Oh, yeah. Look, put your question in the Cash App. Put your question in the Cash App so we can read it. But post your question, my man. Post your question, and I'll look for it. Or did you already post it? Post it again. Post it again. Because more and more of you are joining, which I appreciate, but I'm not going to get to all of them. In fact, I miss my man Adeep Mahmood. My bad, man. Adeep, thank you for joining the live stream. Some Ravens fans would hate this, but if Caleb Fairley, who was a top 10 pick early in the year, is dropping, if he's there at 27, which I give about 5% chance, I think EDC takes him because best player available. I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't do it, right? No. But I wouldn't put it past him. At some point, you have to fix the things that you're bad at. They'll be fine. Like, they don't. they have two of the top corners in the league already. What's another corner going to do for you at this point? Nothing. Wide receiver is going to make all the difference. Okay, Eric L., I'm going to read your question here. Jose and Brodney, if the Ravens were to have a balanced offense next year with 50% passing and rushing and Lamar without any design runs, what would their rankings be for each?
I think they would still be ranked number one in rushing because a good chunk of Lamar's runs, come from scrambles. And you do still have J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. They're still going to get a lot of carries, and they'll rack up yards. Passing, if they're rolling out there still with Miles Boykin and Hollywood and Duvernay, I'm going to say that they probably finish in the 20 to 25 range.
I agree. Yeah, if they don't add any more talent to the offense, yeah, it's going to be in the 20s. I wouldn't even say 20. I'd probably say 22, between 22 and 25, which is better than last year for sure, but not enough. Now you have my man AB, right? And I say, look, I'm on the opposite side. I say overkill. I say you sign AB and draft Terrace Marshall or whoever in the draft, right? Really stack up on that side of the ball. You do that. I still don't think they're going to be a top 10 necessarily, but they'll be, 12 or 13, which would make this offense very dangerous, right? Have a number one rushing attack by far and a competent above average passing game with talent on there that can go off at any moment. That's what's going to get us there. But we can't roll back out there with Miles Boykin, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and Davon saying he's happy being ranked in the 20s. Absolutely. It's never been about, oh man, they got to be the number one passing team in the league.
Nope.
It's you got to have talent there so that when you need to pass, you can actually do it.
Yeah, I want to address this from a Deep Mahmood. He says Ravens are one Tavon Young or Jimmy Smith injury away from corner being a major need, which, if recent history is to be believed, probably will happen at some point. For one, no, they're not. No, they're not. For those two are still on the team. We brought them back. So if that's a concern, you shouldn't have signed them, right? Not you, Adi. I mean, the Ravens, right? They shouldn't have signed them. But two, okay, it's not a concern if those two get hurt because our top two corners are Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters. So we're talking about depth, and you can get guys to fill in. They're not going to be as good, but you can still get them in and fill in. But as long as our two top corners are healthy, no, those other things aren't a concern to me.
So Donovan's asking if we think AB would be happy with 45 catches. Here's the thing. He doesn't have to have 45 catches. The people who control how much the Ravens pass are the Ravens. It's Harbaugh and Greg Roman. So if you have a receiver like Antonio Brown, you can throw him the ball as much as you want. There's no rule that says, oh, we got to run the ball 500 times. They do that because that's what they feel like doing. They don't have anybody who can force the issue. Yeah. If Antonio Brown was a Raven, he's going to go over 100 targets. He's going to have more than 45 catches.
Oh, let me pull up this bonus time. Let's get into some bonus time talk right now. We'll stay a little bit longer tonight, man. There's a lot of people in here. You got a lot to say. So I'm going to read some of these comments. And then we're going to switch over to our overtime show, which is on Patreon. If you want to be a Patreon member, go to patreon.com/LBHT show. Right after this show, we're going to do some overtime talk. We have lots of fun. We even let you guys join the stream if you want to come on screen and chop it up with us. We send out the link, and it's a lot of fun. We talk about everything, man. Movies, TV shows, whatever you want to talk about. We just hang out for a little bit and then call it a night. Yeah, OT. Yeah, Davon knows. Mm-hmm. He comes in there and hangs out with us. It's a lot of fun. In fact, Davon says, I don't worry at deep. Hashtag defund the defense. Right? King of Pugo says, don't care. Defund the defense. That's right. So, Jonathan Carrington says 60 catches is good for AB. Why do you think he's going to get 60 catches or 45 catches? How many catches did Hollywood get last year? I think he had like I'm putting you on the spot. I think he had close to 100. I want to say he had.
No, he had 100 targets.
Targets.
Yeah, I forget how many catches he actually finished with. But Antonio Brown had about 45 catches in his 8 games in Tampa. Antonio is a high level wide receiver. He's still an elite wide receiver in the NFL. If he's in Baltimore, 60. I mean, he'll blow past 60.
Living Legend says refund the offense. I like that. My question to you guys is, what do you think Antonio Brown's going to do if he doesn't get, 150 targets? Like, what do you think is going to happen? You think he's going to just throw his helmet across the field and say, yo, I quit? Like, no. Like, no.
Fair's coming through. 58 catches. Thank you.
58 catches. Okay. 58 catches. Appreciate that. What's up, Jacob? What do you think Antonio Brown is going to do? This is a team with Super Bowl aspirations. So, like, he's not going to make a big fuss. He didn't make a big fuss last year. He was like the 3rd or 4th option on the Bucs, right? Yeah. A very talented team. And yes, he still got his targets, but there's no reason why we can't do the same here. Like B said, we control how many passes we throw a game, right? That can happen. And, with a better O-line, better protection, and better talent, there's no reason why you can't make it a more balanced offense. And you don't need AB here. You don't need AB on the team to have players complain. Players are already complaining about the lack of passes. So that's already happening.
So Carrington saying AB, Hollywood, Sammy, and a rookie, that's a lot. Well, no, I mean, Sammy Watkins hasn't been a consistent producer for his entire career. I mean, that signing is a lottery ticket. Hollywood is a, borderline 800-yard guy. And you're not going to expect a whole lot of production from a rookie that you drafted at 27. But even if all those guys were great, why is that too much? You just saw the Tampa Bay won the Super Bowl with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, Rob Gronkowski, Cameron Brate, Leonard Fournette, and Ronald Jones, and they just went out and signed Gio Bernard.
Yeah.
The point is to make your offense indefensible.
Yeah. And Hollywood Brown, whatever rookie we get, which won't be Jamar Chase, right? We're not talking about Jamar Chase. Let's say Rashad Bateman. Hollywood Brown, Rashad Bateman, Sammy Watkins isn't scaring anybody. There's no secondary out there that's looking at that like, man, we're going to be in for a long day. You know what I mean? They're looking at this. I mean, they'll look at the overall offense because Lamar can kill them, but they're not looking at those wide receivers and thinking, oh, man, I got my workout out from
I know, John. I know. He's used to offensive poverty. Listen, you gotta dream big, man. Dream big.
Click One wants to know, where does Lamar rank on the QB rankings? I say he's about 6 to 7 because I think Mahomes, Rodgers, Russ, Deshaun, Brady in that order is top 5, and I think 6 to 7 is interchangeable between him and Allen. Brady's not top. He's not top 5 in my opinion.
No.
Brady has all the weapons around him. This is funny to me, man. Like you get guys that have everything around them, right? And it's just like, oh, he's so great. He's so great, man. What do you think Tom Brady would do with this offense? He'd be dead. He would
do what you all think Antonio Brown would do, which is go to the sidelines, throw his helmet, and start screaming at the coaches.
Like, no, man. Like, no, Tom Brady is not up there. Tom Brady put a lot. He got a lot of weapons around him and protection around him. You put Lamar in that offense, oh my God.
If Tom Brady had his way, Tampa would not have made it to the Super Bowl last year.
I think it's Mahomes and Rodgers ahead of Lamar. Maybe Russ, but fourth. I'd probably say Lamar's fourth. Garnett says people do not want to accept that we have high school philosophy offense that relies on a quarterback to save the day. That's absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Living Legend said Deshaun a top 5 massage client, to be honest. Well, that depends on who you ask.
Yeah. There's about 22 people that would disagree with that.
At least.
At least. Eric L says, I hope they have a spread offense like the Cardinals. I think Lamar would thrive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. But Baltimore needs an ideological shift. They need to clean house. I mean, Harbaugh, Roman, all those guys. I mean, and I don't want to say EDC, but man, if you go another year without getting him a wide receiver, you can go too.
Yeah. Vera says wing T offense. Wishbone. Yeah. I know. Yeah, man. Look, we're having a lot of success with the team right now. So I understand why people are like, well, why would you want to change that? Because we can do better. That's all there is to it. We're doing good, but it's not good enough. And if it's not good enough, you got to do something to get better to compete with those teams, with the teams that are ahead of us. Saying that, hey, we brought in a wide receiver coach that, or two coaches that can help the wide receivers and help them get marginally better. Okay. Even if you think they're going to get a lot better, if you think Duvernay can get a lot better and Boykin can get a lot better, how are you stacking them against Kansas City at the end of the day? Be honest. Because you know what's going to happen. I can already see it. They're going to be the ones to sign AB. Right? Or they'll be the ones to trade up and get Rashad Bateman. Like, that's how aggressive they are on offense. Right? And if that's the case, like, are you going to be looking at our team and saying, yeah, we can beat them?
No. And to be honest, I would push back on the having a lot of success thing too. Like, I know they've made the playoffs 3 years in a row, but you don't get points for making the playoffs, man. If you got points for making the playoffs, Marvin Lewis would be a head coach in the NFL right now. Yeah. Like, all making the playoffs does is buy you a little extra time, because there's only one goal in the NFL, and that's winning the Super Bowl. And if you're not progressing towards that, you're not having success. And Baltimore right now is not progressing towards that goal.
True. All right, man, this hour went fast. This was fun. All right, we'll read a few more comments, and then we'll go over to overtime. All right, Jonathan Carrington says, if Lamar sweeps the Browns again, what is Cleveland going to do? 10 first-round picks and still can't be a C+ roster with Lamar making it a B/B+.
And 3 number 1 overall picks on that team.
Yeah.
So, but I'll tell you what they're going to do. They're gonna go out and get him another wide receiver. They're gonna add a little more to the defense, and they're gonna run it back.
Noah wants to know, what kind of offense was Lamar in college? He was in a pro style offense. Was it a West Coast offense?
Yes, I don't even remember at this point, because he was in the exact same offense he's in Baltimore, which is Lamar save us, because they had no talent at Louisville either.
They sure didn't. Garnett says, playing this type of offense is only shortening the lifespan of Jackson, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's why we talked about for his contract, he needs to be saying, all right, look, if you guys are recognizing that my style of play comes with a shorter lifespan, then I want 4 years and $200 million all guaranteed, right? We're not playing around, because the reason why I have a shorter lifespan as far as my career is because you're putting me in harm's way, right? You're drawing up these plays for me. I'm not the one out there, making these reckless decisions. You're making them for me. So you're going to have to compensate me for that. Or I'll take a little less than 50 mil a year. I'll take 45, and we can spread this out. We can do that 10-year Mahomes deal if you want, which, in that case, you'll still be saving money long term, because by the time you get to year 5 or 6, these quarterbacks will be making over 50 million. So.
Right.
All right. Yeah. What you got, B?
I'm trying to pull up the exact numbers here, just to respond to what Garnett was saying about shortening his career. Because I mentioned it when we were on with, I believe it was when we were on with Engraven, that Lamar has played 3 full seasons, and he's already almost halfway to the total carries that Cam Newton has. For his career. So Cam Newton has 1,071 carries in his career, and Lamar's at 482. You're running him way too much. And he does a great job of avoiding taking big hits, but he is taking hits when he's running the ball, and it's going to add up.
Yeah. Okay. So, Davon says we aren't beating Kansas City or Buffalo right now. Titans was a struggle. I mean, we can beat Buffalo. It's one of those things where, I mean, if we didn't make any other moves, we could beat Buffalo. I wouldn't pick them, but we could. But
because the other part of that Buffalo game was Josh Allen missed on a few deep opportunities that could have made that game ugly.
Yeah, but Josh Allen ain't accurate.
No, but it
but
was.
You're right.
I think part of it was the weather. Like if they play again, I'm not going to count on him missing all those again.
Sure. I mean, it's a winnable game. It would depend on how the quarterbacks play and how the game is coached. But that's a winnable game. Kansas City right now isn't a winnable game. It just isn't. So, okay. Poon Agent says Ravens ain't sweeping us. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. I feel confident in saying that.
You can say it, but I mean, do you really believe it?
You don't believe it.
In here, do you really believe it?
But Poon Agent, man, hey, subscribe, man. If you like the content, subscribe and comment and follow along with us throughout the season, man. We can do some fun trash talking, man. We just like to have fun around here. So, if you're a fan of another team, it's all good, man. Come in here, be civil. But,
yeah, man, I'm a fan of another team.
Yeah, he's a Panthers fan, So, Add to Pop says, if Lamar wins MVP and Super Bowl next year, he will be the best QB to ever play. We've never seen anything like this.
Gonna say that we have currently in Kansas City.
Yeah. Look, I'm the fan of me is gonna agree with you, but that's not true. Garnett West says, I'm gonna put that on Twitter and watch her on the so-called football expertise to try to validate the reasoning behind it. Wait, what are we talking about? What did I miss? Did I miss something? I missed something here. I don't know. I missed the conversation. Y'all having another conversation I missed on. Davon says Lamar is Cleveland's daddy. Hey man. Yeah, living legend. The Buffalo game was windy. It was. That's an excuse for Justin Tucker to miss the 2 field goals that he missed, right? I can understand that. I can understand why some of those deep passes would be off on both sides, right? Because also Tyler Huntley missed Hollywood Brown on a wide open touchdown pass. I think the wind just took it. So, yeah, but it's not an excuse for the O-line to play as terrible as they did.
Click one, giving us the whole family tree over here.
Eli and Foles are Brady's dads. Brady is Mahomes' dad. Mahomes is the father of both Lamar and Josh Allen's. Lamar is Baker's dad, and Josh Allen is the Dolphins' dad. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Missed field goals kill the momentum, and that's the problem with our offense. That right there is a problem with our offense. Our kicker has an off day, and we can't get anything going on offense. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like we can't
it's
rely.
Deflating. It's deflating.
You can't rely on the kicker that much to where he misses 2 field goals. You're like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? That should be nothing. We shouldn't even be going for field goals.
Mm-hmm.
So, Noah says him and Deshaun are going to recruit you over to Baltimore.
That ain't gonna happen.
Nah,
Listen, I watched this whole show in Carolina already of wasting the generational player, the dynamic quarterback. I don't want to do it again.
All right, add to Pop. We're gonna add to Pop, and we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. There was a list that said who was the best quarterback from 2018 draft, and Browns fans said Baker, and also said they put a running back on the list.
There's no question who the best quarterback from that draft is. It's Lamar. I mean, Josh Allen, he looks pretty good. Baker is coming along, and he's playing pretty well. It's Lamar, period.
Hey man, look,
they're not even comparable.
look. Put your money where your mouth is, right? If you think Baker is that good, pay him $40 million, right? I don't think Poon Agent is one of those fans that believes in Baker like that. And listen, Baker could be good enough for you guys to win. You don't have to be great, you just have to be solid. You have to not make too many mistakes. Baker could turn into that. He had a good turnaround last year, I would say, for him, because the year before it was awful. I will want to see him do it one more time before I say, he could be solid. Because right now I wouldn't do it. So do it one more year and then we'll see. All right.
Spirit of Ogun is asking if we have any thoughts on Orlando Brown Jr.
Okay. At this point, I mean, look, it's going to be draft day if he gets traded. That's my opinion, or right before the draft. If it doesn't happen on day one, then expect him to be here next year. Yeah. And to be honest, man, look, time goes on, feelings change. You know what I mean? Like anything could happen. It could be one of those things where they say, all right, look, the salary cap blows up next year and we got some money for you. So let's go ahead and get this done. And he says, you know what? I do like right tackle after seeing this money, but, draft day is when we're going to find out whether he gets traded or not. If day one comes and goes and he hasn't been traded, he's not going anywhere. Yeah.
Before we get out of here, I guess we should probably ask if there are any Madden fans in the room.
Oh yeah. As you start to get a little choppy.
All right. That's true.
Okay. Yeah. So, do you want to put the link in the chat, or do you want
to? No. I was gonna say we can just have them follow us on Twitter, and I'll pin it there. But we're gonna have we set up a group on ESPN for the draft. The mock draft, the draft challenge. So I'll post the link on Twitter. You give us a follow there. You can join the group and, just submit your mock draft. And whoever ends up with the most points, we're going to give away a copy in this year's Madden.
All right. Yeah. We probably should have mentioned that earlier in the show. Wow.
Probably.
Where there's more people in here. But we'll post it on Twitter. We'll post it on Instagram. We'll mention it again on next week's show. But yeah. So be on the lookout for that. And B mentioned Engraven earlier. We actually did a video with Engraven. He'll put it out probably soon. Engraven moves quick. So you can check us out on there as well. There's some questions from subscribers. And we're getting ready to hop over to Patreon. So you guys give us a few minutes and we will get that set up. All right. And if I can get the outro music here.
Bye.
All right, y'all. Have a good night. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.